In 2013, the world watched in awe as white smoke rose above the Sistine Chapel. Jorge Mario Bergoglio from Argentina was elected the new Pope, Pope Francis. But what really caught attention wasn't just the new leader of 1.3 billion Catholics. It was the headlines that followed. Will Pope Francis change church teachings? Is the new Pope infallible in everything he says? Social media went wild. Some people said, "Great, a new Pope who might change outdated teachings. Isn't that dangerous?" Others said, "Wait, how can one man be infallible? Does infallibility mean the Pope can never be wrong?" That was the conflict. Does it make him like a divine figure who speaks perfect truth all the time? And if that's not the case, then what exactly does it mean? Because many people, even some Catholics, have no clue what papal infallibility really is. Let's clear up the biggest misconception. Many think papal infallibility means whatever the Pope says, even about football scores or politics, must be 100% true. Sounds contradictory, right? But that's not true. Popes have opinions. Infallibility doesn't mean the Pope is always right in everything. And morals, with the intention to define a doctrine for the whole church, he is preserved from error. Some popes have made political blunders. Others lived scandalous personal lives. Popes make mistakes. It goes back to the Bible, specifically to Matthew 16 verses 18 to 19. "I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven." Binding and loosing symbolize decision-making that heaven itself honors. Popes are human beings, flawed, limited, and even sinners. History proves this. Yet Catholics still say the Pope is infallible? But here's the nuance. It means something much more precise and more beautiful. The Church officially defined papal infallibility during the First Vatican Council in 1870. Because in a world full of confusion, where truth feels flexible and opinions clash, it declared that when the Pope speaks ex cathedra, that is, from the chair of Peter, on matters of faith, so it's not his opinions, his daily speeches, his personal tweets. It's only when he formally defines a teaching on faith or morals for the entire church. And this has only happened a few times in history, like the definition of the Immaculate Conception of Mary in 1854 or the Assumption of Mary in 1950. But because God's truth is, it's about protecting the truth Jesus entrusted to his church. Therefore, infallibility is not about power or control. Absolutely not. In politics, science, or daily life. Now you might ask, where does the Pope even get this authority? Good question. We just believe God keeps his promises. Jesus tells Peter, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." Keys symbolize authority. Peter became the first leader, the first pope. But authority alone isn't infallibility. So what changed? Jesus also promised in John 16 verse 13, "The Holy Spirit will guide you into all truth." The Church believes the Holy Spirit protects the Church and the Pope when defining essential truths about faith and salvation. So why does this matter today? But that doesn't mean Catholics follow blindly. The Church believes there must be a clear, trustworthy guide. It means they trust that when the Pope, in unity with the bishops, formally defines a truth of faith, he is guided by the Holy Spirit, not personal brilliance. Therefore, infallibility is less about the man and more about God's promise to protect the truth for all people, for all time. So, is the Pope always right? But when it comes to faith and morals, when he speaks from the chair of Peter, Catholics believe he is protected from teaching error. Not because the Pope is perfect. So next time someone says, Catholics think the Pope is some kind of God, you can say, no, and that's a truth worth knowing.